All right, good afternoon and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio, our continuing Career College Exposition webinar series. My name is Lee Doubleday and I am with the Imagine America Foundation. I'm excited about today's topic, exploring career-based education and careers, sponsored by Tulsa Welding School. Tulsa Welding School has 3 locations, one in Jacksonville, Florida, another in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a third in Houston, Texas. Tulsa Welding School is also a 22-year partner of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, having provided admissions-based financial aid to more than 5,000 enrolling Imagine America students. If you would like more information on our scholarship program and how your students can apply for a scholarship to attend the institutions we're talking about today, please visit our website, which is www.imagine-america.org. Or you can email myself and I will give you the contact information for that at the end of the presentation. But since our beginning in 1999, Imagine America remains a leading sponsor of scholarship aid to enrolling high school students. However, our country faces a serious shortage in certified technicians. We hear from employers in virtually all sections of the country desperately looking for qualified employees, so we need to do more. Our partner in today's presentation is Tulsa Welding School, and joining us today to discuss in detail the looming technician shortage and how Tulsa Welding School is helping meet this need is Raina Gilliard-Crowther. Raina is the high school director of training at Tulsa Welding School and has been working with high schools and higher education for years. So you're in great hands today. But before turning the program over to Raina, let me outline today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be 30 minutes maximum with question and answers at the end of the presentation. All participants can and are encouraged to submit questions while the presentation is in session via the Q&A or the chat feature inside of this Zoom meeting. At the end of the presentation, or approximately 2:25 p.m., I will then present any questions offered by the participants, and we'll address as many questions as possible and provide written responses and follow-up emails if necessary. But we will have a hard close at 2:30 p.m. So without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Raina. Raina, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking time to spend with me today to talk more about career-focused education at Tulsa Welding School. A little bit about myself. I've been with Tulsa Welding School for 5 years as of Monday. I started off as an admissions representative, helping high school students start their journey to their career-focused education at Tulsa Welding School. Became an assistant director, and now I'm the national director of training. So I help our admissions representatives become the best reps that they can be to help our students better and our counselors and teachers. Before coming to Tulsa Welding School, I was a certified teacher for many years and partnered with my counselors to help my students gain the best that they could out of their high school years and their elementary years. So definitely have spent a lot of time in education. Now, Lee didn't know this, but Tulsa Welding School is getting ready to open up our 4th location. So now we're going to be Tulsa, Oklahoma, Jacksonville, Florida, Houston, Texas, and welcome to the family, Dallas. So our newest campus will be opening in Dallas coming this spring. So now our students will have 4 campuses that they can choose to attend. Something that's unique about Tulsa Welding School, though our name is Tulsa Welding School, we not only offer high quality welding education, but we have wonderful hands-on career-focused training in electrical and HVAC. So high demand skilled trade opportunities for both men and women at Tulsa Welding School. All right, we know that Generation Z, they are all about getting in and getting out in a shorter amount of time. 45% of this generation that was polled says that they would like to complete an education in 2 years or less so that they can start their careers and earning an income sooner. 61% said skill-based education makes sense for today's world. Well, they're absolutely correct. We are currently facing a massive shortage of skilled tradesmen and women, and to the point where a lot of our infrastructure has been slowed down. We call that the skilled trades gap. The average age of a welder in the US is 55 years old. The average age of an HVAC technician is 60 years old. That means that this workforce is aging out and we need to push forward to find quality individuals to replace them. Tulsa Welding School is accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. We are licensed by the Texas Workforce Commission and the Florida Workforce Commission as well, members of the American Welding Society and Better Business Bureau. Let's talk about how we can partner with you. One of our missions this year at Tulsa Welding School is to partner with our counselors and our teachers at a higher level. We can start off with interactive senior presentations. This can also include your juniors as well. And this is for all students, not just students that are interested in trades. Our interactive presentation called The Road to Success was developed to help students figure out what they're going to do after graduation. We all know that we all need some sort of skill or education to be at our best and have the most opportunities, but a lot of times students struggle to figure that out. Our presentations are interactive, helpful, and they also help the students look at what the cost of living is in their area and what they need to make to be able to live the lifestyle that they wish to live. Field trips. We love field trips at Tulsa Welding School. So you can schedule a time for your students to come with their instructors to visit the campus. You're also welcome to schedule a time for yourself to come and visit our campuses if you've never been to one. When we have a field trip day, we have interactive demonstrations from our instructors. The students are able to tour the facilities and we provide lunch. So it's a full day. Lunch and learn events. We think it's so important to support teachers and counselors that we know that a lot of times when you are having meetings, you're having a working meeting. That's how it was when I was a teacher. When we would have staff meetings, they would be during lunch or before school or after school, and it would cut into our ability to have time for a meal. So we provide at Tulsa Welding School breakfast if you're having a morning meal meeting. We can do in the afternoon snacks, or we can even do a full lunch. But what if you just want to do some staff training off-site? Sometimes it was nice just to get out of the teacher's lounge for training. We are equipped with classrooms and a wonderful conference room on each of our campus that are open to you to schedule to use for any in-service or meetings that you would like to have. Remote demonstrations. Sometimes it's easier for us to bring an instructor to you. So if it would be easier for your staff and you have a welding program at your campus, we can definitely bring an instructor with our admissions representative to your welding program and do demonstrations. And actually, we can get students welding right then and there so they can see what it's like to learn. Over 1.6 million people will be needed in these trades combined nationally by 2030. That's a lot of opportunities, and that is just in the US. Welding, electrical, and HVAC are worldwide opportunities. So this is a great chance for a student to not only be able to travel outside of their town that they live in, but to see the world and earn a living while doing it.
I was just working like a dead-end job, really. And finally, I was like, I can't do it anymore.
And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to go be a welder.
I've never felt independence like this before.
That first paycheck was like, whew, what do I do with all this?
It's been such a blessing in my life.
I'm very competitive. I want to beat the boys. I can assure you, you can do it.
If I can do it, you can do it too.
I'm a single mother, and I can do it. I know they can do it because women before me have done it.
Women in STEM careers and the skilled trades are growing, and we have many opportunities at Tulsa Welding School for specialized scholarships for our female students. In fact, our female population has grown massively over the last 5 to 6 years. We also have women instructors to mentor our female students so that they can see what it's like to have someone who's been in the industry before them. Professional welder, 7 months long. That's going to be MIG, stick, flex core, and that's going to be also vertical, horizontal, flat, and learning how to weld on pipe. So that's going to be the 4 major processes of the welding industry. We have our electrical mechanicals program. That is where we take our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning program and add on residential and commercial electrical wiring. So then now a student leaves us in 9 months with skills that they can get employment in at the HVAC community or electrical. Refrigeration technology, that's what we call our heating, ventilation, air conditioning, or HVAC program. It also includes classes in solar. This is a 7-month program. Again, get in, get out at a young age and be able to see a return on their investment. And then our electrical applications programs, 7 months long. So all of our programs are designed for our students to be able to complete in under a year. 7 to 9 months for electrical and mechanical, where you'll learn about air conditioning service and repair. You'll learn about climate control and residential and commercial electrical installation. Solar energy is also included in this program as well. We know that the solar energy and the green industries are growing. So having this added class into our program really helps our students be able to be more marketable. 7 months in electrical application. That's going to be completely wiring and scale down a 3-bedroom home. They're going to learn the appropriate methods for grounding and bonding. They will learn how to calculate load requirements for a branch feeder, gain an understanding of the installation of various voice and video cabling. One of the cool things about our electrical and our refrigeration technology programs are that we have these great stick houses, and all a stick house is a building within inside of a building. So students literally have the framework for a commercial building or a residential home, and they are going to wire it up from the ground up, including installing ceiling fans and lights. By the time that the course is over, everything within that building works. Professional welder, well, it's in our name, 7 months long. Now, for our students that join us for our professional welding program and any of our programs at Tulsa Welding School, no experience is necessary. In fact, a lot of times our students come to us and have never ever welded or experienced anything with the electrical field or HVAC field. We are designed to be able to take a student with 0 experience and grow them to a professional level in 7 months or 9 months, depending on their career path. Now, our classes are designed for our students to spend as much time as possible in the labs. In professional welding, that means that they're going to spend 4 days a week in the welding lab with 1-day interactive classroom. So the more that they want to weld, the more that they can. One of our policies is open door policy. Our classes are 5 hours long, but students are welcome to stay longer or come in earlier for tutoring that is included in their tuition investment. So tutoring is not something that they have to ask for. It is a given. OcuWeld and interplay learning. All of our programs include an Oculus 2 in their gear kit and a brand new Chromebook for our students. We developed OcuWeld in-house with a video gaming company so that we could have the highest quality virtual reality welding program out there. This does not replace class time. This is to enhance the learning process. In electrical and HVAC, they use interplay. And interplay is going to allow them to do everything from wire up a board to take apart a air conditioning unit. So interactive learning for this generation is key. This is what they're used to. This is what they're asking for. And so we gave the answer when we created OcuWeld and by using interplay. Now, one of the great things for our students is after they graduate, the Oculus 2 belongs to them. All they have to do is go into the App Store and continue to update their app. As we add new training modulars, they'll have access to that for the rest of their lives. So they'll be able to utilize this curriculum and practice forever. One of the cool things about both programs is that once you have installed the curriculum on the Oculus 2, you do not need the internet. So a student can literally be anywhere and practice. Scholarship. Scholarship is a huge part of our high school department. We know that students are making an investment and they need the assistance to help come to school. My students, when I was an admissions representative, we definitely utilized Imagine America, but there are other scholarships that are available at Tulsa Welding School as well. One of the biggest scholarship programs that we have is our National High School Welding Competition, but students do not need to know how to weld to register and participate. For students who are in our HVAC and electrical programs, they can also register. Now, every student that registers and shows up on campus to have a great day, tour the facility, meet our instructors, see demos, have lunch with us, they are guaranteed a $500 scholarship towards their education at Tulsa Welding School. That's a guaranteed scholarship for just registering and showing up. Now, those students that can weld, they're going to be in a competition to weld to try to earn a full tuition scholarship partial. And then the other cool thing is we can have our students participate in multiple of the competitions. So our first one up is going to be February 25th, and that's going to be at the Tulsa, Oklahoma campus. Then March 4th, that's going to be Jacksonville. And then we're going to finish out the spring in Houston on March 25th. So if you have students that are interested in attending one or all of them, they can register for all of them, and any scholarship funding that they win can be stacked at all of our campuses. Now, we also have other in-house scholarships that are need-based, that when students work with our financial aid department or our student financial services department, as we call it at Tulsa Welding School, if they qualify for any of the need-based scholarships that are not based upon grades or community service, they're based upon needs, they will be helped to apply for those as well. So there's lots of ways for students to be able to fund their education at Tulsa Welding School, but one of the ways for them to get their first $500 towards their tuition investment is by attending the high school welding competition. Across our campuses, we have an 89% employment rate. We have many corporate partnerships where we're training their employees. One of our biggest corporate sponsors, partnership sponsors, is with Amazon, and that's at all 3 of our locations. We are training Amazon employees. It's quite fascinating to see people who are professionals coming back to school and training side by side with our students. No unrelated courses. What does that mean? That means that students are only taking classes directly related to the career field that they're going into. That's why we have a shorter length of curriculum, get in, get out, and see return on their investment at a young age. Students are not required to come to Tulsa Welding School with an SAT score or ACT score either. Private schools can teach innovation immediately. What is that for our students? That means we don't have to go through red tape to make changes, to make upgrades to their experience. When COVID happened and we all had to go virtual, we decided that that's when we wanted to dig deeper into this virtual reality program. How can we in the future help our students be better if this was to ever happen again? And that's how AccuWeld came to be. Career assistance during and after graduation for those in good standings. Not only can we help them find part-time work while they're at school, but we're going to help them with resume writing, career fairs on campus, individual hiring events with companies that they're interested in. But for the rest of their lives, they can come back to our career services department and get support finding employment. Student body consists of students with related interest. We as educators know one of the hardest things about teaching a classroom full of students is that we have students that are all learning differently. We've got our visual students, our audio students, we've got our hands-on students, but we have to teach to hit everyone. So in our school, we're dealing with hands-on learners, so we can train our students hands-on and focus on their best learning methods. Practical hands-on training. Students will learn by doing. All our programs are designed for them to spend as much time as possible actually physically working in our labs for the best real-world training opportunities. So rather than talking about electrical, HVAC, and welding, we want our students to spend as much time actually putting their knowledge to use. And then, of course, one of my favorite things as an educator myself is our tuition-free graduate retraining program. That means anytime after a student graduates Tulsa Welding School, as long as they're in good standing, they can come back and take brush-up classes. They can study with an instructor for a specific need of their employer, but this is at zero tuition investment for them or their employer. So at any time for the rest of their lives, they can come back and build their skill set up, and it costs them nothing. Important information. I know a lot of you will be helping students fill out FAFSAs. Our FAFSA code is 015733, and that is for all of our campuses. So when you plug that into that FAFSA and it pulls up and it says Tulsa, Oklahoma, even if you're sending a student to Jacksonville, Florida, Oklahoma, or Houston, it's all going to be the same code. You can actually go to www.tws.edu and see all the upcoming open house events for the school closest to you. And that is also where students can register for WeldComp as well, is going to be at www.tws.edu under scholarships. All right, Lee, I'm going to turn it back over to you for questions.
All right, thank you, Raina. Yeah, we are now going to open this up for the Q&A portion of our presentation. So if you have a question for either myself or Raina, please feel free to type it into the chat or the Q&A feature inside of this Zoom meeting. Raina, the first question has to do with, and I know you touched on it early on, but it may be before this person joined. Is Tulsa Welding School accredited, and who is the accreditation through?
Yes, we are an accredited school. We are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges.
And that's also really important because you're also allow students to apply for the FAFSA, is that correct?
Yes, students can use the FAFSA to attend Tulsa Welding School.
Awesome. Okay, great. And does Tulsa Welding School offer housing or assist with housing if students are coming from, out of state or out of town?
Most definitely. We have a partner with a company called EduRent. They help at all of our campuses, help our students relocate from out of state. They're going to help them find affordable housing within close proximity to campus, whether that be an apartment, or they have a program that is called shared housing. That's as close to dorm style living that we have at Tulsa Welding School. That's going to be 4 young people in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath where the furniture is provided and basic utilities are included. EduRent can help them find roommates, even if they decide that they would like to do the more traditional route and rent an apartment directly. It's going to be about what's going to be best for the student and the family, but these apartments are within walking distance on bus lines if they don't have cars. And there's lots of different ways that EduRent can help families just by having a conversation with them and learning more about what their needs and their wants are for where they would like their student to live while they're at school.
Okay, great. Okay, now I know you mentioned earlier that there are not any GPA or SAT score requirements, but can you kind of explain a little bit about the admissions process? Does a student meet with an admissions rep and kind of go through an onboarding process or an interview sort of?
Are hand selected by our admissions representatives for their area, whether that be, we call them family interviews, whether that would be a virtual family unit interview or in person at their home, or we even sometimes do them at Starbucks or at the schools, at the high schools. It depends on what's going to work for the family. It's an opportunity for us to get to know the student one-on-one and see if they're a fit for our program. If the admissions representative feels that the student is a fit for the program, they can give their recommendation and allow the student to apply. And the student will know the decision that day if they are being recommended for an application right then and there. So we actually don't have an online application system at all. It is going to be a one-on-one selection process.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Well, I think that does it for our questions. I just have a few house cleaning items here. Number one, we have recorded this session. We'll be posting it on our website as well as sending it to you tomorrow morning. There is an exit survey when you leave this meeting. If you wouldn't mind helping us out by answering those questions, it's only 4 questions, but any feedback you can provide to us would be greatly appreciated. If maybe there was something you wanted to hear but didn't hear, or something you really liked from the presentation, anything you could tell us would be appreciated. But before closing, I just want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. And I'd also like to thank Raina for sharing with us today's presentation and encourage you to contact her directly with any future questions you may have. And I will include Raina's contact information in the email that I send out to you with this recording tomorrow morning. On behalf of the foundation and myself, I want to thank you and wish you a great rest of your day. Goodbye.